going over what student employment opportunities exist in the Office of Admissions for incoming first-year students. We are approaching a different way of hiring our student ambassadors, switching from a spring hiring season to a fall hiring season. So we're excited to implement some changes and wanted to share that with incoming first-year students and their families so you're aware about potential opportunities once you get onto our campus. Would like to introduce myself to you all so you get to know me a little bit better. My name is Corrine Phillips. I'm an Associate Director of Admissions here at Bucknell. I'm also an alum of the institution, class of 2019. I've stayed with Bucknell since graduation and I truly love it. I myself was an admissions ambassador during my undergraduate years, and I have the privilege of being a part of our ambassador leadership team that oversees all 70-ish admissions ambassadors. So it's a rewarding experience for me to have been a part of it and now to get back to it in a leadership capacity. So let's dive in to discuss two of the really main ways that first-year students can get involved with our office through employment opportunities. Those two include being a showroom host as well as an admissions ambassador, and we'll dive more into specific details about what these respective roles encompass and cover. So probably very short and sweet and to the point, a showroom host is a student first year specifically who is living in one of our 4 first-year residence halls, providing the opportunity for our families and prospective students while they're out on tour to come and see a real lived-in room. We know that from survey feedback, the number one things that prospective students and families really want to see while they're on campus is what a residence hall room looks like. And so instead of just having a showroom that's set up and looks really nice, we want to show a room that has a student living in it every single day while they're on campus. Really, the responsibilities of a showroom host is being present in your room during our tour times. We offer 3 campus tours Monday through Friday, and then we offer 2 campus tours on Saturday. It's about an hour long in terms of what that time commitment would be. And then some Saturdays, depending on what's happening on that day, could be a time shift of 2 hours. Maybe you're on the 10 a.m. tour and you're showing your room for that specific route. Maybe somebody else is showing their room for the 12:30 tour. Some of our Saturdays, especially in the fall and in the spring, are large-scale events. So we offer 3 fall open houses, and then we have 4 spring events in the spring semester. So those Saturdays would definitely be a little bit longer because we're launching tours, every 5-ish or so minutes. And so instead of just being a 1-hour commitment, those Saturdays might be a little bit longer. So we always just want to tell students up front that Saturdays might be a little inconsistent in terms of time duration, but you'd be able to tell us what Saturdays you're available and we would schedule you based off of the availability that you provide us with. This is a year-long position. We know sometimes first-year students, maybe you are more inclined to get involved in the spring semester after you have 1 semester under your belt. That is totally okay. But if you are raring to go when you get on campus in the fall semester and you want to start and do it for the fall and the spring semester, just know that it is a year-long position available for students, but also can be a semester basis depending on how a student is feeling. We want you to be comfortable in the transition from high school to college. And sometimes fall semester isn't the best time, but we really want you, but we'll be flexible. We are specifically looking for students who are in Swartz and McDonald Halls on the uphill side of campus. Now, that doesn't mean if you've been assigned to Vetter Hall or Smith Hall on the downhill side of campus that we don't want you. It's just right now how our tour route is designed. We're accepting applications from everyone in all 4 of the residence halls, but we might just have to be selective depending on accessibility things that we want to be mindful of. And we will have a table at the activities fair that will happen during orientation with our career ambassadors. So if you do have more specific questions, we're assuming being a showroom requires approval from roommates. Yes, we do want everyone who's living in the room to agree. In the past, we have had roommates, so students who are living together, both decide that they want to be showroom hosts, and we will pay both of them to do it. Sometimes that works out really nicely, but we do require the roommate who may not want to be the showroom host to sign an agreement to say that they are okay with families coming in during the scheduled times that the showroom roommate has agreed to. So we do have an agreement form that we'll ask students to complete for that. So that's showroom host, kind of, again, straightforward. You really just show your room. I know some students love to decorate it and they're really excited about the decorations that they've put up. So if that sounds like something you would want to do, we would love to have you. The other thing that we're doing new this year is offering, want to provide the timeline so you are aware of what your next steps are if this is something that you are interested in doing. We will have the job posted on Bison at Work. It is the platform that student employment on our campus utilizes to post any jobs that are available for students to apply for. I'll have that available for students to apply before move-in even begins. So that way it is something you can think about, maybe apply before you move in, apply after you move in. We won't have a really firm deadline, but we are hoping to have students get onboarded or at least apply and express interest by the middle of September to really get them on the team, on the schedule, because again, families are really wanting to see the room and we want to provide that opportunity as fast as possible with the implementation of our tours in the fall. If this is something you are very interested in doing, please know that student employment does require official documents. They don't allow for any copies of things, just for the legality of getting you onboarded with the proper documentation. So you can see here on the screen, they require 2 verification documents. If you have a US passport, it does cover the proof of identity and employment authorization. So if you have US passport, foreign passport, US permanent resident card, that helps to cover both of those. If you don't have a passport, foreign passport, or a PR card, then you would need to have a proof of identity, which could be your driver's license, school ID, your Bucknell ID card, voter registration card, something like that, and your proof of employment, which would then be your social security card or your birth certificate. I know how uncomfortable that might be to have the real documents with you, but student employment does require them to be authentic in person in order to fully get onboarded through their processes. So always like to share that. I know first year students, it's not on your packing list when you move into college. So know that if you want to have any type of job on campus, whether it's with admissions or another department, they will require you to have these respective documents with you. So something to keep in the back of your mind. Maybe parents, you might be coming for homecoming or family weekend, and so you could take those documents back home with you, mail them back home, what have you. But again, we want to share the information from the forefront. The other job that we are going to be hiring in the fall semester, it'll happen a little bit later on in the semester, but that's to be an admissions ambassador, which is our wonderful tour guides that we have on our campus. These students are incremental in helping us welcome prospective students and their families. They contribute to our recruitment efforts for the next class of Bucknellians. Many of you probably had your own campus tour and had that experience. And so they are an integral part of how successful we are. That looks like anywhere from 4 to 6 hours per week. You provide us with your availability and we do our best to schedule you. Some students want as many shifts as possible. Some students have really hectic schedules, and so maybe they're only having 1 shift a week. We are, again, happy to work with you. It also does include Saturdays because we are open on Saturdays. It's about 4 to 6 per semester. Again, as I shared, we have 3 open houses in the fall and then the 4 large-scale events in the spring, in addition to regular non-event Saturdays that were open. So there is a Saturday commitment. Of course, being an ambassador is leading in-person tours to students, families, maybe special guests that we might have on campus, or someone who's hiring for a position on campus and they want to be exposed to the campus community. We also have students who are working at our front desk, helping to welcome families when they arrive, get them situated in the lobby, restocking the supplies, checking them in on our database. So it's kind of a twofold component of working on our front desk and also going out on tour. And then again, as we shared, those large scale events, our students are helping us out on those busy days. We also often ask our ambassadors if they're willing to connect with prospective students who have questions based off of their major or maybe things that they're involved with on campus. They are kind of a jack of all trades, but mostly the tours and mostly the front desk, and then some small little projects here and there. The timeline for our admissions ambassadors is going to be, as I said, later in the fall semester. We're going to have the job posted on Bison at Work in late September, early October, definitely before fall break happens around Indigenous Peoples Day. We'll have the applications due in the middle of October, and then we'll have a full interview day on a Sunday. We know that Saturdays are often quite busy for students. Sundays are a little less busy, so we'll have a full day dedicated to 30-minute interview slots for folks to sign up for, and then we'll conduct the interview, and then we will be releasing decisions about whether we would like to bring you onto the team after Thanksgiving break. And then we will ask students to let us know if they would like to accept or decline the offer by the end of finals for the fall semester. And then we'll officially get you on the team with our January training that we do with all ambassadors. And then we'll get you trained on the tour route and become an approved guide. And the rest will be history. For admissions ambassadors, it is a year-long position. We have many students who come back every single year. So please know that after your first year, if you decide this is something you want to do and you join the team and you start in the spring semester of your first year, you're welcome to stay with admissions all the way up until the end of your senior year. We do find many students want to stay on, which we're excited about, and we love that. So just know that it is a never-ending position, if you will, unless other things come up. Even if you go abroad, we want you back the next semester that you come back onto campus. So the door is always open for our ambassadors there. And then the last thing I just wanted to showcase is that there is an opportunity for leadership within our admissions ambassador team. We kind of have this funnel, if you will, of students who often work for us as a showroom host, maybe that fall semester of their first year, and then they decide that they do want to become an admissions ambassador. And so they join the team, they learn the route, and then we have the position of our admissions student coordinator, which is really a peer leadership, almost internship-based position that we have within our office that we find some students are really excited about, and they want that leadership, and so they'll decide to join that position. Some more information about what those admissions student coordinators, we just call them coordinators for short, do is really that peer supervision, coordination, and oversight of the admissions ambassador program. They are kind of our go-to leaders when maybe myself or my two colleagues who help to oversee the ambassadors are in the office, or when we're busy reading applications, they kind of step into that leadership capacity. They have a little bit more hours per week because they have in-office hours. They're going to be launching the campus tours. They'll be leading the information sessions that our families sit through. So that time commitment, again, is a little bit bigger. They do also have specific projects that they oversee for our office, whether that's being in charge of scheduling all of our ambassadors, whether that's helping with the hiring process, doing the interviews, providing feedback, accountability. If someone isn't showing up for their shifts or that they're getting really great positive feedback from families, we keep track of that, as well as helping coordinate the large-scale events and, of course, training our future ambassadors in the program. So it's a really great way to give back to the program if students really want that leadership role, whether it's to help them in their career or just maybe they're really passionate about the admissions office in general. And the picture here on the screen is actually some of our seniors that just graduated that were coordinators, as well as some of our coordinators that are going to be stepping into the role in a couple of weeks for the beginning of the fall semester. There is no class requirement as to when you are allowed to be a student coordinator. If it's your sophomore year and you would like to, we'd be happy to have you. Our only condition is that you already have to be an admissions ambassador in order to be a student coordinator. So that's a little bit about that respective program. I promised I said I was going to have this be really short and sweet, again, kind of straightforward and to the point, but I always want to make sure that there is time for questions or things that you might be a little bit more curious to know about. Be happy to answer those. Oh, good. Thank you, Deborah. I'm so glad that that was helpful. We always want more individuals in our admissions office. So if that's something that you're definitely considering, we would love to have you. You are welcome to email this TG coordinators at Bucknell email account. We all have access to it, so we'd be happy to answer that. And we look forward to welcoming you onto campus in just a couple of weeks. And hopefully that you'll consider sharing the information with maybe future roommates or friends that you make on campus to become a part of the admissions office. Good. I am so glad to hear that. Yes. Well, awesome. I'll stay on for a couple more minutes. I'm going to stop sharing my screen just so that way it makes it a little bit easier there in case there are more things that you want to chat about. But otherwise, I really appreciate your time tonight and coming out to listen.